There is a massive MAGA grift going on while much of America is distracted. This while the price of basically everything keeps rising. Remember, Trump mainly won on the economy, right? He won on the groceries.
I won on two things, the border and more than immigration. You know, they like to say immigration. I break it down more to the border, but I won on the border and I won on groceries. It's a very simple word, groceries. Like almost, you know, who uses the word? I started using the word, the groceries, and I won an election based on that. We're going to bring those prices way down.
I think he genuinely thinks he invented the word groceries. Okay, that was then. Yet in the week since his inauguration, we have seen the groceries and all the other prices increasing almost across the board. According to a data assembly index, Meal Solutions, the meal services for ready-to-eat options are up 4.4%, baking items up 2.8%, candy, gum 6.2%, grain, beans, and pasta up 2.2%. Egg prices, which we are making a point to track here on the show, are now more expensive than at any point in the last decade. It's gotten to the point where even Fox is asking him about it, and he's going to have to do better than giving total non sequiturs if and when they keep it up.
That is crazy. It's completely wild watching him take credit for popularizing the word groceries. He really honestly seemed like he thought he invented it. Well, we're still paying, by the way, for top dollar eggs and everything else that we just saw too, especially now that even Fox News is starting to sweat him over the rising costs as well, which is a little bit surprising, but it's affecting everyone.
I ain't gonna believe this freaking crap. Me and my husband just left the grocery store, walked out with not even 4 bags, and paid over almost $300 and something. Everything has just went up double. Like, what the heck, man? This is getting crazy. We can't even afford groceries anymore. My husband brings home not even $500 a week. And we can't afford this freaking crap. And we went to fill out for freaking food stamps to get help. They denied us. They said he made too much. Off of not even $500 a week. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. We can't even get help. But that's not the point. My husband, he works, and I can't work. This is getting out of control.
$700. $700.05. That is what I just spent at Walmart to buy groceries for my home, to buy our essentials. Like, I didn't buy anything wild and crazy and extra. The only thing that I would say that I bought that was extra was I bought a couple of those cheap t-shirts that are like the $5 t-shirts in the kids section because my daughter loves them. Two of my daughters love them. And then I bought a pair of $7 black shorts for my daughter because she needed some. So that wasn't even extra because she needed some. And I bought me a pair of shorts. $700. I can't afford this. Like, I'm a teacher, and my husband also works for my school district. And the cost of living has gone up so freaking much, but we're not raising teacher salaries. We're not raising them. We're not making them match what is happening right now and how much everything has just skyrocketed. Like, it's getting to the point to where we have to choose, are we paying this bill or are we feeding my kids? And I will choose to feed my kids every freaking time. I don't care. I just can't. I don't care anymore. But now it's going to get to the point to where it's like, okay, we don't have a vehicle. I guess we're walking everywhere. And I get so mad when I get people on here that is like, well, get another job. I do. I have another job. I have 2 other jobs. I am a photographer, which is really not getting any business because nobody can freaking afford it. It doesn't matter if I change my prices or not. And I also do Spark delivery on the side as much as I possibly can, which makes me then gone from my family all day long and not making enough to still make ends meet. My husband is doing other side jobs. Like, we can't afford this anymore. And I'm so tired of, it's not like, I don't even know how to say it anymore because I'm tired of beating around the bush on like the politics about it. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. These past 2 people we saw, absolutely genuinely heartbreaking to see regular folks like them absolutely getting demolished and crushed by these isolationist tariffs. You know, watching a whole week of hard work just evaporate over a couple days worth of groceries. It's devastating, especially when you have kids involved too, like, you know, like herself. It's such a shame. I mean, and now we have rising gas prices, so get ready for that.
Imagine being a teacher or a principal in a school in a red state, which depends on funding, federal funding from the Department of Education, and still voting for Donald Trump. What am I talking about? Watch.
CNN analysis found the 15 states that most rely on federal funding for its public schools in 2022 all voted for Trump.
And I voted for President Trump.
I mean, you're an educator. You
Yes.
didn't vote for Trump eliminating federal funds.
No, I did not vote for that. I voted for President Trump to make America first again. If we have
You fell for a
federal
slogan.
cuts, then that's going to mean bigger classroom sizes. I would lose teachers, first and foremost. It's devastating.
I don't think that anyone in our county wants to cut our school funding. I don't think that anyone voted for that.
Do you mind if I ask who you voted for in the election?
I voted for Donald Trump.
We all know and understand that red states, the education is abysmal, that they are always on the bottom of the docket when it comes to test scores, reading levels. They are horrible. And here we have two educators that know that their states, their schools depend on federal funding, depend on them, yet they didn't bother to do the basic research of what their candidate was going to do. They fell for a slogan. Instead of listening to all the times Trump said he was going to get rid of the Department of Education, that he was going to go after LGBTQ people, that he was going to get rid of DEI, that he was going to do all of these things, and looking at the bills that have been happening in red states, instead of actually doing the minimal bit of research, they fell for a slogan and thought, well, I never thought that this would happen. So I guess these red states are just going to have to pick themselves up by the bootstraps, right? Because they voted for this, and now they're getting what they voted for. All my love.
True. Very true. I mean, again, we've seen this in a few recent couple videos that we posted, not so much on the Iran stuff, but you really hate to see folks just absolutely cheering on the essential dismantling of the Department of Education, entirely oblivious to the fact that they're actively voting to make life so much worse and so much harder for their own kids and local teachers. It's like you have the gun, you point it at your foot, you pull the trigger, and then you wonder why it hurts and why you can't walk anymore.
I just spent $72 on stuff to make chili, and that's going to feed my family maybe 2 nights. $72. Y'all going to have to figure something out up there in Washington, D.C.
So are you conservative Republicans and MAGA ready to concede the idea that regulation is sometimes necessary? Because aren't you the party that wants to minimize government and let the free market do its thing? Well, this is what happens when you try and let the free market do its thing. Corporate greed knows no bounds, my friend. You see, because after COVID and supply chain issues forced companies to raise their prices due to the high demand and low supply, they soon realized that people were willing to pay those higher prices, and then when supply increased again and we slowly started getting back to normal, they kept the prices high. Because why the hell wouldn't they? They had all just recorded record-breaking profits in the midst of a fucking pandemic. Why on earth would they lower them now that the economy is getting back on its feet, especially considering that there's nobody willing to hold them accountable? Because conservatives love free market and less regulation. I'm sorry guys, but to honestly think that by giving companies breaks, they will choose to do the right thing and pass along the savings instead of just pocketing the difference is foolish and unrealistic. Are you finally getting it now?
I just spent...
Again, paying $72 just to throw together a basic pot of chili for maybe a couple days is absolute robbery. Yeah, yet a lot of the people from the MAGA side of things, that crowd, will blame literally anything else before admitting that the unchecked corporate greed is the real reason why our grocery bills are absolutely staggering and spiraling out of control.
What got you excited to come to the Trump rally today?
He's a good man. I love him. We need him. Save the country.
You love him?
Yeah, I think he's a good man. What do you think?
Why? When did you decide he was such a good man?
2016. I liked his words, and I like he did everything he said he was going to do, and he did it.
What are some of those things that he said and then he did? Maybe just one thing. One thing he said and then he did.
He caught me off guard there. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. What got you excited?
what do you say about that? You know, gotta love how quickly the whole "he's exactly what this country needs" narrative gets completely crumbled the very second anyone actually gets asked to name just one specific thing he's accomplished. But in this case, though, it's more comedic. But I mean, hey, it's kind of like that's how it is.
The current so-called president of the United States called Trump supporters garbage.
We showed up as garbage.
Yeah, we're going to wear that proudly because we are Trump supporters.
And so, can you tell me how wearing the garbage bags proves that you're not garbage?
Oh.
Just as the back says.
Right. But
Biden can call us garbage. Trump calls us Americans.
Right, but you're dressed as Biden defined you, not as Trump defined you.
Well.
Well, I think more of we're taking it as a joke at this point.
Well, like it would make sense if you were wearing an American flag and you said Biden calls us garbage and Trump calls us Americans. You're wearing an American flag.
I'm confused.
The current.
All right, it's again on this channel we cover some pretty semi-serious things. Yeah, to put it very, very lightly, it's nice seeing clips like this, right? It really is. It's nice seeing clips like this.
Donald Trump just said we're making so much money that he's thinking about giving us a rebate. In fact, 3 days ago, Josh Hawley introduced the tariff rebate bill. And basically, it looks like we might be getting some money. I think every single liberal is about ready to fall in love with Donald Trump. I hope you didn't think I forgot about you.
Yeah. I'd really like to live in the kind of blissful denial where I genuinely believe a tariff rebate is actually free money from foreign countries instead of just a tiny delayed refund for the massive price hikes we're already dealing with every time we go shopping. This was posted about 5 months ago. Still relevant now.
I voted for him for lower grocery prices. He promised me cheaper prices on groceries. And that has not happened. Not only has that not happened, I am getting my food stamps taken. I am getting my cash assistance taken. I am getting my Section 8 taken. I am getting all my welfare governments taken. I did not ask for this. I would not have voted for him if I knew this was going to happen. So what do I do now? What do the people do now?
Job?
The ones that regret their vote. What do we do? I can't go out and get a regular job. And it's not even about...
Oh, that's so sad. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Oh. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. You voted against your own interests. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, again, trading away your own essential food benefits, like she was saying, all the programs she was a part of, just because you bought into an empty sales pitch about cheaper groceries is the exact kind of devastating bait and switch this administration is famous for, but you didn't hear it from me.
Farmers across America helped propel Donald Trump back into the White House in November's election. And even in a state like deep blue California, which, by the way, produces over half of the food we consume here in the United States, those farmers in California also supported Donald Trump. Now, because of the Electoral College, their votes really don't matter all that much, but these farmers said, by God, I want Donald Trump up there. And a month and a half later, these very same farmers, according to a new report from Politico, are basically wetting their pants in fear because, oh God, Donald Trump's going to deport half of our workforce. They're acting like they've just discovered this, like this wasn't something that Donald Trump repeatedly said on the campaign trail, which he did. You know, again, I'll give Trump full credit for being fully honest about the tariffs and the deportations. He never sugarcoated it. I mean, he lied about, you know, how it was going to help us. It's not going to help us. But in terms of what he was going to do, he was honest. He was just dishonest about the why. Farmers across America.
Yeah. Again, this video is a little bit old, but still, I mean, you just know there's going to be a brutal wake-up call when California farmers who supply, like he was saying, half of the country's entire food finally realize the guy they aggressively rallied behind is pretty much guaranteed to wreck their own export markets, you know, and we've seen that again. I think one of the first videos posted on the channel literally about this same topic, and it really stinks. Even a year and a half later, still happening.
American workers and American taxpayers have been taken advantage of for multi-generation, for decades. And it's time for somebody to stand up and put us first and put the country first and do what's best for the country, not what's best for the politicians.
Even if you as a farmer suffer.
That's right.
I mean, some people would hear that and be quite surprised that you're prepared to put your livelihood, your family's livelihood, on the line for the sake of politics.
Well, that's my duty as for being the head of my household. I've got to do what I got to do, what's going to be better for the future, better for the kids. It's not about today. It's about the long term. The long game is where the rewards are going to be.
But don't the price of tariffs and what happens in commodity markets like soybean, doesn't that affect you in the short term and affect your ability to provide for your family?
Look, tariffs will probably have a detrimental effect on soybean price in the near future. In the long term, it'll probably work out. I'm a farmer. I deal with bad weather. I deal with dry weather. I deal with torrential rains. We deal with hurricanes. What's a tariff going to do? You know, I got to raise a crop. If I was worried, I'd stay home and not raise a crop.
Only
if I
he
was
knew.
worried about it, I still got to get out there and raise my crop to get the price. If you don't get the yield, it doesn't make any difference. You know, I got to deal with all these other things. What's a tariff? I can't control that, so it is what it is.
Man, oh man, yeah. Just imagine staring right at a totally self-inflicted hit to your own livelihood and just shrugging it off, you know, crossing your fingers, hoping that actively bleeding money on your own crops today will somehow magically transform into a massive win tomorrow. His head's in the right place, you know. The future is important to keep in mind, but in this case, I can almost guarantee he's looking back at this clip whenever he originally recorded it, and it's regretting it. Anyways, though, that's it for the video. If you haven't already, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and check out some of the other content we're posting. We're posting very actively, so check it out.